my YouTube channel, it's Alicia. So for today's video, I'll be telling you guys what it was like dating in a Jamaican household under the age of 18. Okay, this is a hot ass mess. Don't mind my hair, I need to wash it, but I'm not ready yet. And if you hear any noises in the background, I'm doing laundry right now. So what it was like, if you guys didn't know, backstory, I started dating my boyfriend at the age of 13 and he was 18. I was turning 14, he was turning 19. That's that. We started dating back in 2015. So last week, April 19th, we celebrated our 5-year anniversary. So it was pretty cool. Even though I'm not beside him or anything to celebrate, we celebrated over the phone, which was kind of sad because if you guys also didn't know, we're in a long distance relationship. Oh, child's hard. Anyways, what it was like, it wasn't a good experience. I'm not even gonna lie. Dating in a Jamaican household under the age of 18, it wasn't good. We started out, well, we met at church. So I was on the choir, he was coming to church with his friends. That's how we met. And then I got his phone number, we started texting, and every time we wanted to see each other, we would just see each other at church. So if he didn't come to church, I wouldn't see him, and if I didn't go to church, he wouldn't see me. So that's how the relationship started. So on Sundays after church, we would talk like in a group so it wouldn't look suspicious in a way, because we know if we stand facing each other and started talking, people would kind of figure something out, like figure that something was going on between us, and we didn't want people to know that we were dating. So we would just talk in a group of friends or walk out in the churchyard and just talk. So we took our first picture at the back of the church. I'm gonna insert the picture right here because he actually posted that photo on Facebook. Okay, and that is where my parents and I were friends on Facebook. He posted the photo, he tagged me in the photo, my dad saw the photo, and then he texted my mom, and I don't know what he said to her, but then she was like, oh, why are you taking pictures with boys? This and this girl would do that. And I'm just like, stop comparing me to people, first of all. Goddamn, the judgment. But anyways, I told him to untag me from that photo, and I can't remember if he did, but he didn't delete the picture, but I think he untagged me from it. So after that, my mom would watch my phone, and he sent a text one time and was like, babes. She was like, who the fuck is calling you babes? I was like, damn. I just took my phone up and went outside because I was not about to argue with her about who was calling me babes. Anyways, so it got to a point, I left a couple months after we started dating. But before I left, we would just meet each other in groups, like my cousin and her boyfriend, and then me and him would just talk in the yard. We would just talk. We didn't get really alone time because we were always being watched by someone. When I wanted to see him, so I asked this particular person, I'm not gonna mention who, because if I do, people are gonna know, because my family members watch my YouTube videos. But I asked this particular person if I could come by her house, and if me and my boyfriend could just sit and talk in her living room. She was like, yeah, whatever, it's cool. So that's where that was our link up spot. So we would just be at her house in her living room, just chatting, playing games, cuddling, all of that. So yeah, after I left Jamaica, I came back 6 months later. So I came back 6 months later, and when I came back, I spent quite a while. So that was still our link up spot. So I remember at one point my mom came to that spot. I don't know who snitched, but someone snitched, and she came there, and he had to hid underneath the bed. Okay, he had to hide underneath the bed. She came there, she was like, why is there men's slippers out here? And they were just like, it's for the lady's boyfriend. And she was like, so why do you have shoes and the men's slippers out here? And her boyfriend was just like, the lady's boyfriend was just like, you know, to wear. So they were all picking up for me so that she wouldn't find out that my boyfriend was hiding underneath the damn bed. It was quite sad. I'm not even gonna lie, it was quite sad. I was just like, why does my mom have to come here right now? um, I was quite scared for my life. I remember at one point we went to this my, what was her to me again, my great grandma's sister setup. So we left early because my boyfriend came to the setup also, and we were out at the gate and my mom got mad. She was like, oh, I don't want you out of the gate. I feel like my mom was just being extra, to be honest. I feel like she was being extra. Anyways, she got mad. She was like, I don't want you out of the gate. She wanted me to sit on the porch with all the old people. So I'm like, okay, cool. I went in, sit on the porch. My boyfriend was sitting on the porch beside of me, and his back was turned to me, and my cousins were sitting beside of me. So we were all just talking. And then my boyfriend was like, let's leave early. So all of my cousins and I decided to leave early. Boy. Anyways, we left early, right? We left early, and my mom figured that we left early. She was coming right behind of us, boo. So in order to talk, we had to hide at the back of the house, and we were talking, and then we kissed. He left, he went home, and I went in the house. Bad idea. Before I continue, I just wanted to say my mom biggest thing was that she did not want me to get pregnant before the age of 18. She got pregnant at 14. My aunts got pregnant at 16. Only one of my aunts didn't get pregnant as a teenager, and she did not want me to get pregnant under the age of 18, so that's why she was technically watching me like a hawk. So yeah, now that I'm over 18, she doesn't really give me as much problems. Well, actually, she doesn't give me no problems at all. Honestly, she doesn't give me no problems at all. But we're not gonna rush the thing. We gonna take our time and go along the timeline. Okay, back. So after that setup, we would see each other at the link up spot, and we would just talk, cuddle, do whatever we was doing, and he would go home. Sometimes he would sleep over at the link up spot, and I would just go to my house because I couldn't sleep out, because remember I was just 14. I couldn't sleep out, but he could because he was grown. So left Jamaica, came back, and every time I left and come back, that's what happened. So I remember that's what happened. Yeah, I had one particular aunt who was always on my ass. Okay, she was always on my ass. She was always watching me. She was always cussing me out. She was always like, oh, you don't need to be dating nobody, or blah blah blah, just always on my ass. Okay, we were always going head to head. Like, it was a hot ass mess, honestly. So I remember at 16 I decided that I wanted to take a stand. Bad idea, honestly, but I decided that I wanted to take a stand. So at 16 I started to show more of my boyfriend. I started to not care really, because every time I cared, it's just like whatever. I started to not care really, so I started to go out with him a little bit more. My mom was getting a little bit more lenient, so I could go out on dates, but in groups only. So I couldn't go to his house unless it was in the daytime, and his parent, so his mom, had to be home. So I couldn't go to his house unless his mom was there, and so I didn't really go by his house, only probably once or twice with my cousin. So yeah, and we couldn't go out unless we were going out with other people or my aunts, basically. So at 16 I just was like, you know what, I'm not a kid anymore. I'm growing up. He's my boyfriend. Get used to it. At this point. So when was I 16? Like 2017, I was 16. So I went back to Jamaica, one of those, I think it was 2017. I go to Jamaica every year. I don't know why I'm talking like that. I go to Jamaica every year. But one of those years, I was 16, I think. One summer. I think I was 16, or was I 17? I don't know. But I went back to Jamaica, and my mom was like, don't come back here pregnant. Girl, what? At that point, she knew of my boyfriend because I stopped hiding him. I was just like, whatever it is. If they asked me if I have a boyfriend, I was like, yeah. And we're in a long distance relationship. She didn't support a long distance relationship. Neither did my stepdad. They would always tell me that he's cheating on me, and it's quite sad. But at this point, I don't even care what they have to say. But I remember like one time she asked me for his phone number and she texted him and she was just telling him like, don't force me into sex, he should just encourage me to do my schoolwork, to finish school, and if he really loves me he will wait on me, and blase blase blase. And he was just like, yeah, he's gonna wait, and he doesn't force me and he does encourage me to do my schoolwork, which he does. So after she started texting him, getting his phone number, I guess they started to become a little bit closer. So they would have casual conversations without me, but that's cool as long as they were getting to know each other. And then she started to be more and more lenient. So yeah, now when I go back to Jamaica, she knows that I go out with him. I mean, anyways, the last time I went back to Jamaica, I was 17. So that's when my brother actually met him in person. I didn't like set up the meeting, but he came at my house. I wasn't hiding him. Remember, I stopped hiding him when I got to 16. But no one in my community knew that I had a boyfriend. But at 17, was it Christmas? Yeah, it was Christmas. Christmas when I went back to Jamaica, that's when my brother met him. Because he was always at my house, and my brother came to see me. He just came to be at the house. He met him. They were cool. He didn't argue about it or anything because he knew that I had a boyfriend, because like previously my brother would usually trouble me about it, and he was like, oh, you always come to Jamaica to see your boyfriend, huh? So yeah, so my brother knew about it. All of my aunts and everything, even the one that was on my ass all the time, she is not really on my ass anymore. She's cool with it now. Every one of my family members know him for the most part. My community knows I have a boyfriend now. Before, they didn't know shit about this boy, but he would always come to my house, and when we were like sneaking around, he would definitely come and show up himself, and I have to be like, not the lovey-dovey thing, boy, but for the most part, everyone knows. I post him on social media, he posts me, and we cool. But before we was all cool, okay, before we was all cool, it wasn't all lovey-dovey type thing, okay? We definitely had to hide a lot, okay? We could not be seen together. For the first couple of years of our relationship, we were definitely hiding a lot. I couldn't go out with him. He would invite me out on beach trips or just dinner dates and all of that, and I couldn't go anywhere because I was 14. My mom was not going to let me go anywhere on any trips with no boy at 14, 15, or 16, honey. But after I became 16, 17 to 18, she kind of went lenient about it, I guess. And now she knows him. She knows that he's gonna be at my house when I go to Jamaica. She knows that he's always there. She knows that we go out a lot. So now she's like, okay, you 18, you grown, you didn't get pregnant under 18, so now you can go out and have your fun, kind of type of thing. So yeah, that's everything. Let me see if I'm forgetting anything. Yeah, I was sad the first couple of years of our relationship because we couldn't go out and have fun like every other couple was going out and just having fun and all that. We couldn't do that, so I was sad. But we hid around and snuck around, and you know what, I learned a lot. And you know, now I am 18, so now I can basically be free. And yeah, I think that's everything I want to say. I don't want to snitch on myself too much, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give it a big thumbs up, comment, and don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Peace out, gang.